Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today we're going to be doing the update to my November currently testing video. If you missed that video, I'll link it for you guys down below. But basically this is a new series that I'm starting where every month I'm going to commit to testing out some new products. They may not necessarily be new to the market, but they are new to me. I haven't really ever used them much before or at all. So for one full month, I'm going to use some products and then come back to you in the following month and basically let you know how everything went. For those of you who are new to my channel, my name is Lauren. Thank you so much for coming and hanging out and chatting beauty with me. I upload new videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and on Saturday I do shopping vlogs where I just kind of go out into the world and you can come shopping along with me. So if you haven't already clicked that subscribe button down below, I hope you'll do that before you go so that way you'll be kept in the loop whenever I'm uploading new content. And in the meantime, there's a lot for us to go over, so let's jump into these reviews. So just as an aside, something that I have learned from doing this once, I definitely picked too many products for this past month. Not that I had a problem necessarily using or trying them, but I just feel like in terms of giving you guys feedback, this video is going to be kind of long. So I will put timestamps in the description box for when I'm talking about each product if you want to skip to a specific review and you don't necessarily want to watch the whole video, because there is a lot going on here. Otherwise, you know, you may want to grab a snack and a drink, get cozy, because we're probably going to be here for a while. But I will try to pick a few, like, less products for the following month. You know, what I'm going to be testing in December, just to make it a little bit more reasonable. That video will be coming to you on Wednesday, just as an FYI. So why don't we get started with skincare. So the first skincare product that I tested out in the last month is the Derma Purifying Gel Cleanser. I do really enjoy Derma products. I do get sent their PR, so this was sent to me for free. But I do really feel like I have bought a ton of their things with my own money. I think they're very reasonably priced, especially for the quality of the products that you get. This cleanser is really nice. It is like a black gel cleanser. It kind of comes out of this little squeezy tube here. It's a very liquidy cleanser, so it kind of has like a stopper inside to kind of keep it from like leaking everywhere, which I actually appreciate that they kind of thought about that with this packaging. But it's not the kind of cleanser that's going to lather up a lot. It's not going to get really sudsy, but it does make your skin feel clean. I think this is a nice either morning cleanser or secondary cleanser to using something else to remove your makeup. I wouldn't use this by itself to remove your makeup because I don't think it's going to get everything off. But if you go into like an oil cleanser first, this makes a great second cleanse. I think this is maybe a little bit more drying than the anti-aging cleanser from Derma that I'm used to using, but I do still think it's nice. If you have oily skin or you feel like your skin is maybe breaking out, looking a little bit more congested, this one has activated charcoal, which is really great for like sucking gunk out of your pores. So if you are somebody that has oily skin or congested skin, this may be something you want to try using for a couple of weeks and it might make a difference. Now on the flip side, I don't know if this product really did anything, to be honest. This is the H2O Beauty Infinity Refining Essence. You know, a little bit goes a long way. I haven't really made much of a solid dent in this product yet, but I don't really know if this does anything. It's kind of hard to say. I haven't noticed much of a difference in using this in terms of the actual like quality of my complexion looking clearer or anything like that. This does have silicone in it, which I think is kind of weird. I wouldn't expect that for skincare, especially if you're using this in the morning and at night. Like, I don't know why I'd want to be putting something smoothing on my skin while I'm sleeping. It's not necessarily going to like improve my skin. It may improve the way it looks under makeup, you know. So I think applying this under makeup in the morning, it does kind of make your skin a little bit smoother. It is going to help your foundation to glide on nicely, but I don't necessarily feel like this is like a miracle product in terms of like making your skin look better or reducing discoloration or anything like that. And it is really expensive, so I probably would not repurchase this. Because I don't know, I don't think it's necessarily worth it for me. Now, this product I feel also more positive. I'm kind of like still sort of on the fence, but I do feel generally better about it. This is the Original Human Kalahari Melon Facial Serum. It says it's a facial serum, but it's really a facial oil. So it's a blend of all kinds of natural and essential oils. This is handmade in Canada. It is a like indie brand, so I think that's cool, but I believe this sized oil is like $60, which is very, very expensive, and you only get an ounce of product. So I don't know if this is necessarily worth it or working like better than other facial oils that I've tried that are a little bit less expensive. But I will say this is super, super hydrating. I only use this at night because my skin is oily. I feel like if I was to put this on under makeup, it'd be way too heavy and I would look way too shiny. But basically I use this in place of a moisturizer at night before I go to sleep. So I'll wash my face, do my toner, and basically throw this on, just a couple drops, and I'm good to go. When I wake up in the morning, my skin doesn't feel greasy. It feels really plumped and hydrated. So I do think that my skin has been looking really great since I've been using this and one other product called the Dream Serum by Vise Beauty. So I do really feel like now that my skin is a little bit drier because it's winter, like I definitely am still oily in the T-zone, but this does kind of help to combat that sort of like compensational oiliness when your skin gets dried out from all of like forced air and the cold weather and everything. Like your skin may tend to like crank out more oil to compensate. So this is definitely helpful for that, just kind of replenish while I'm sleeping. But yeah, it's expensive. I don't know if it's that different from other oils, but I did like it. Then the last skincare product that I committed to testing out this past month is a T.L.C. Sukari Babyfacial from Drunk Elephant. Now this is just a little sample size that I got for $25, but the full size is like 80 bucks. It is crazy expensive. Now, this is basically like a resurfacing peel. It has a bunch of alpha hydroxy acids in it, and it's sort of like you put it on your clean skin, you let it sit for, I think it's like, yeah, 20 minutes, and then you rinse it off. This stuff is no joke. If you have sensitive skin or you can't handle your skin burning or itching, you probably don't want to spend $80 on this because it is very intense. Like you put it on and you know it's on there. Obviously, it's basically like dissolving away all of the dead skin and debris from like the top layer of your face. So I do think that it works. But that being said, I don't know if it necessarily works better than other things that I've tried with similar ingredients. Like the Pixie Peel and Polish is another alpha hydroxy scrub. You only leave that one on for 3 minutes and then you scrub it off. And like I do feel like that one also makes your skin really glowy and smooth. I don't know if this necessarily makes my skin more glowy or more smooth than that one. I feel like in terms of using this long term, I think it will, you know, help to reduce skin discoloration and kind of refine the texture of your skin because alpha hydroxy acids, that's basically what they're designed to do. But it's, I guess that my long story short is it works, but it's expensive. There are other things that are cheaper that also work. And if you're not a fan of alpha hydroxy acids and you're not a fan of facial peels and you're someone that knows your skin is sensitive, don't waste your money on this because it's gonna hurt. It'll work. But it's like beauty is pain is the kind of thing with this. So let's move on to some makeup. I committed to trying a whole bunch of lip products in the past month. Probably the thing that I've worn the most is this Plush matte lipstick from Makeup Geek. This is one of their like liquid lipsticks. I love this and I love this shade. It's called Soccer Mom. It is so pretty. It's a nude, but it's sort of like a peachy pinky nude, which is exactly like right up my alley. So I've been wearing this a ton. It doesn't have much of a scent to it. Yeah, there's not really much of a smell to this. So if you are someone that's sensitive to fragrance, you probably would be okay with this formula. The texture of this reminds me a lot of the Bare Minerals Gen Nude liquid lipsticks or the Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood lips. It's very whipped and moussey in texture. It's very light and it doesn't, even though it dries down, it doesn't feel super crackly and powdery and matte like some other liquid lipsticks. It's not the most transfer proof formula, that's for sure, but it is very long wearing, and yeah, I think that it's a really nice formula, so I've been enjoying this one a lot. Then there is this Tarte Glossy Lip Paint in the shade Obvi. This is basically just a nude gloss, but it's a very pigmented nude gloss, so you could wear it by itself, or you could layer it over a lipstick. And I like this a lot. I think it's really pretty. I'm glad that I have a little sample. I don't know if I would necessarily buy this in full size because I don't wear lip gloss every single day, but I'm glad that I got to try it. Like the formula is nice. It's not too sticky. It has a more like gel-like consistency to it. It is very thick feeling on lips and very hydrating. So if you don't like that thick glossy feel, you probably aren't gonna like this. But if you are someone that likes that thick, shiny, wet looking kind of glossy lip, I do think the formula on these are quite nice. I don't think I would necessarily get enough use out of the full size to want to go and buy it. Then there is this Bite Beauty Amuse Bouche Liquified lipstick in the shade Chutney. This is really nice. I've worn this several times and I do really like this formula. Now this is more like a melted down lipstick. Like it feels like a cream lipstick that's been literally melted. This is the shade right here, which is sort of a nice like mauve-y color. It's like a mauve berry. It's really, really pretty. It's very, very flattering, I feel like, with a lot of different makeup looks. So this is not your traditional liquid lipstick. So if you're looking for something that's going to dry down matte, that's not what this is. It's going to stay glossy, and it's basically going to go on like a regular cream lipstick, but it's a little bit more intensely pigmented and rich because it is that liquid formula. And it smells exactly the same way as the Amuse Bouche lipsticks. Wow, that is hard to say. It smells the same way as the regular lipsticks do, which is like lemony and delicious. I really, really like the Bite Beauty lip products in general. They use all food grade ingredients, so there's like nothing really like nasty in there, which I appreciate. So long story short, I do really like this a lot. It's definitely a nice break from drying matte liquid lipsticks. It does offer that full opacity, even though it's not super transfer resistant. To me, it's like a nice everyday comfortable lipstick, and I feel like I can get more precision with this in the applicator than I do with like lipstick from a bullet. I haven't bought any of the full sizes of this yet, and honestly the only reason I probably won't is because I have so much lipstick right now. But maybe at some point in the future, once I do a declutter, I might go ahead and buy a full size one of these because I do really like the formula a lot. Then there was this Wonder Beauty duo. This is the Lipsetter dual lipstick and liner. So basically you have your liner on one side of this, and then on the other side you have your lipstick, and this is in the shade Bold in Beijing, so it's a nice red color. And I like this, and I think that for me personally, I feel like I don't wear red lips that often, and I believe this is a pretty pricey little duo, so I don't know if I would have bought this with my own money. This is something I took home for free from Gen Beauty New York this year, but I do think it's nice. If you're someone that wants like a very streamlined, simple makeup collection, and or there was a shade of this that you did think you would wear a lot, I do think it's really convenient to have your lip liner and your lipstick in one. It is expensive, like I think it's more than $30 for this, but you are getting the lipstick and the lip liner, so if you kind of think about how much you would spend to buy those two products, it's probably about the same as this anyway. The packaging looks a little weird, but it's pretty. It feels very nice in quality. The wear time on this is like, it's all right. I think the lip liner definitely helps, especially if you fill in your lips completely before you put the lipstick on, and will definitely wear pretty nicely. But the lipstick is creamy, so it's going to transfer. It's not necessarily going to dry down or anything like that, but it's comfortable. So long story short, this is nice. It's expensive, but I think if you were someone who wanted just like one nice, perfect, simple lip duo and you could find a shade that you like, this would be a very purse-friendly type of product. And then the last lip product that I tried were these Hydrating Lip Plumpers from Grande Lips. So I will say, these are much, much more comfortable than the Too Faced Glossy lip injections. Like, I cannot handle the burn with that stuff. Those are like really like just almost painful on your lips. This is more of a minty tingle. So it does definitely like make your lips feel like they're being plumped a little bit, but it's more of like that cooling, minty tingling sensation than like a cinnamony, fiery, burning sensation. So if you wanted the like a lip plumper that was a little less intense, these ones are very nice. Did I notice much of a difference? Honestly, not really. I think that this is really just a nice, pretty, shiny gloss. The colorful ones add a nice, like, shiny tint to your lips. They're not, like, super pigmented, but they definitely do have color, especially, like, this hot pink version. It'll show up on your lips. But, yeah, I definitely, like, I don't think I would necessarily buy these because, again, I don't think I necessarily saw enough of a difference or really care. I don't really care that much about having, like, super giant lips. That's not really a thing that I'm into. I just think this is a nice gloss. It looks good. It is very moisturizing, and it does, you know, sometimes it's nice to have that little minty tingle on your lips. So I enjoyed using these. I'm glad that I had the samples, but I don't think I would buy the full size. Now, I did have a couple other makeup products here to talk about. Two of them are from Makeup Geek. I got these in a Halloween bundle. I have the Sunkissed bronzer and then also the Luster highlighter. So these were the first like powder products from Makeup Geek that I had ever tried, and I do think that they're quite nice. Like the actual products themselves are very soft, they blend nicely, the pigmentation is not like crazy overboard. I don't really like super pigmented face products. I would rather have something buildable so you don't go overboard. It's always easier to add more with the face than it is to try to take it away. Now this bronzer, the Sunkissed shade, is definitely better for light complexions. It's not very deep, so this might not be dark enough for me in the summertime, but it's perfectly fine for me now that it's winter. It's also a true bronzer. It's got a more warm undertone to it, so it's not really the greatest thing to contour with. But if you just want to kind of warm up your complexion, you can fluff this around your face with a brush, and it is nice. It's matte. It's not like the most insanely long wearing bronzer I've ever used, but it wasn't like it was gone in an hour either. I do think the packaging on both these compacts is really beautiful. I think these retail for around $22, $24, which compared to like your Too Faced, your Tarte, etc., those brands, like a similar product, you're going to pay over $30. So I think that, you know, you are getting a really nice quality product for the amount of money that you're paying. Like I do feel like this is comparable to your Tarte, your Too Faced, Benefit, etc. But it is still more expensive than drugstore. And then as for the luster highlighter, I think that the actual quality of this highlighter is really beautiful. The actual like sheen that you get with this is really nice. It looks beautiful on the skin. It's not too metallic. It's that nice for somebody who wants a noticeable glow but doesn't want to like have a super intense disco ball type of highlight. There's no glitter in here. It doesn't really enhance the texture on your skin. The only thing for me with the luster shade is I think it's a little bit too cool. So this is a very icy pink shade, and it looks deeper in the pan than it actually shows up on the skin. Like it is nice and light reflective. I just have a very yellow undertone complexion. I think I look better in highlights that are champagne and more yellow undertoned. So I'm planning on doing a declutter of my makeup stash at the beginning of next year. So I'm gonna hold on to this, but I have a feeling that I probably will give this to a friend who I think it will look better on. Then there was this J1 Jelly Pack primer. This is something Nikki Tutorials raves about. This was weird. I don't know how I feel about this. I don't think I like the texture of it going onto my skin. It's super thick and sticky, and it feels like a face mask, but you leave it on and then you put your makeup on top of it. And my makeup does go on really nicely over this, and I do think that it actually helps my makeup last longer. So I think it works. I think it just, the texture freaks me out a little bit. I don't know, I think I just don't enjoy using it. Like I don't enjoy the experience of this primer, but I don't think it's a bad product. So I probably wouldn't buy the full size. Obviously this is a sample, but I think that it works. I think it's a nice primer. I just tend to prefer like pore filling primers a little bit more over this kind of a primer, like a Benefit Professional or the Smashbox Pore Minimizing Primer. I like that one a lot. I also like the Hourglass primer. That one is like really silky and makes your makeup just like glide on really beautifully, whereas this is like sticky and thick and kind of weird. So if it's worth getting a sample and trying it if you're curious to see whether or not you would like it, because it's definitely, I feel like, gonna be one of those like primers you're either gonna love or you're gonna hate. And then the last makeup product I have here is a mascara. This is the Lancome Monsieur Big Mascara, which is what I'm wearing on my eyelashes right now. This is nice, actually. A lot of people have raved about this, and I will say it is a very nice mascara. It is intensely volumizing. It is definitely like not for someone who wants natural looking lashes. This is full drama, full volume, full lash effect type mascara. The one thing about this that for me is a little tricky is the wand is pretty large, like the bristles are big, which is good. Like you get a lot of product on there. It's pretty easy to separate your lashes and not have them look too spidery, which I appreciate. I just feel like this is a mascara I have to really take my time with so I don't get mascara all over my face, because it's very easy, especially my lashes are long but very like straight and flat, so when they're curled up it's very easy for me to just accidentally hit the top of my eyelid with my mascara wand just trying to get to the very ends of my eyelashes. So for me, the downside to this is like I have to really be slow and careful so I don't screw my whole face up. But the finished result for all of the time that I put in is very nice. So I do like it. It's also expensive. I don't necessarily know. I never really feel like mascara is worth it to buy it full, like high end. But if you could get a sample of this, you know, as like a point perk at Sephora or something, I would definitely say it's worth trying. It doesn't smudge, doesn't flake, it hasn't really irritated my eyes. Like, it's a good formula. It's just a matter of whether or not you want to spend that much money on a mascara you're gonna have to throw away in like 3 to 4 months. And then my last couple of products here. So I was gonna test out the Wet n Wild brush set. This was something that they released for the holidays. I don't even know if you can get it anymore. It might be sold out. I know that they had a sale on these at Walgreens and they were half off. It was only $15 for 10 makeup brushes, which is totally insane. And then I know you couldn't get them online anymore, so I think at this point you might be only able to find these in Walgreens stores. But my final verdict is these brushes are really nice. They definitely apply makeup beautifully. The only downside is that the white bristles are a pain in the butt. They're hard to wash like makeup out of. Getting the like foundation out of this foundation brush took me a long time to get it clean. What I had to do is actually use olive oil to break down the foundation and then go in with soap and wash the olive oil out of the brush. It actually worked really well, but it was a process. So, you know, if you like the way they look and you're cheap and you want to like use them as a display in your makeup room because they're pretty, that's one thing. But if you're gonna use them for practical purposes, they're probably not gonna stay pretty and white and pristine forever. They can easily, my eyeshadow brushes have already gotten stained from dark colors. Like, they're never gonna be perfectly white again. So if you're gonna use them for makeup brushes and actually like use them, they're great. They work really well, and especially for the price, like the quality is really nice. They're just not gonna necessarily, I think, hold up to looking this pretty with repeated use. The other tool that I used in that last month is this dry brush. This is kind of cool. Dry brushing, basically the idea is before you get in the shower while your skin is dry, you rub yourself down with this brush and it helps to exfoliate your skin, helps to promote circulation. This particular one is one of the more firm versions. I think that there's like 5 different levels of density and this is like number 4 of 5. So this is a little bit rough. If your skin is really sensitive, it does feel a little bit scratchy, so you could get a softer brush than this one if that was a concern. But I do feel like my skin was a lot smoother when I did this. It does add a little bit more time to your daily routine, so maybe this for you is like a weekend thing if you don't have time during the week to dry brush yourself before you get in the shower. But maybe if you've got an extra 5 minutes on the weekend to just do that process, it feels nice. And it does, I think, definitely make your skin a little bit softer. So that was cool. I'm glad I got a chance to like experiment with that. And then the very last product to talk about is this hair product from IGK. It's the Beach Club Texture Spray. This is, as it sounds, a texturizing spray. It's not really a hair spray. It's not meant to hold your style. It's meant to add grit and texture to your hair. This stuff is pretty bomb. It smells like beachy heaven. It smells so good, and it definitely does add texture and volume to your hair. I think especially if you had like shorter hair and you kind of wanted to do some like messy curls and you spritzed a little bit of this in, it would give you that like piecey, beachy look. Really, really nice. So there's like a decent amount of product in this little travel size can, but I think this is definitely something I would purchase in the full size at some point in the future. I have a lot of other hair products I kind of should use up first, but I definitely think that at some point when I need to restock on texturizing spray, I would definitely buy the full size of this. Whew! So that is everything from my currently testing in November. That was a lot of stuff. Like I said, I will be sharing on Wednesday the products that I'm going to be testing for the month of December, so make sure you come back on Wednesday to see what's on the agenda for the next month. I definitely think I'm going to try to reel it in a little bit more so that way I can go over everything in a little bit more detail without taking up so much time. But that's the whole thing about, you know, life. You live, you learn, you experiment, you see what works, you see what doesn't. No harm in that. If you guys enjoy this video series and enjoy product reviews, please give this video a thumbs up. I really appreciate your support. And if you're not already subscribed, if you haven't already pushed that button, I don't know what you're waiting for. You should do it because we have fun here on my channel, and I would love to have you back for my future videos. And yeah, I hope you guys have an awesome rest of your Monday, start to your week, and I will see you in Wednesday's video. Bye.